This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com. Welcome. This is your daily dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. I'm Kerry Lutz. Today is Friday the 13th, 2020. And is there an analog to history here? Well, this is show number 159. Nick, you should just explain the significance of Friday the 13th, why it's such an infamous day.
Well, a lot of people don't realize this, but they think Friday the 13th is just a spooky day or just some random day that people picked out of the clouds here to freak people out. But really, it goes back to 1307, and this is when the French king persecuted the Knights Templar, and it happened on October 13th, which was a Friday, and that's where we get Friday the 13th from. So very, very interesting, to say the least. It also was a key date for me because in 2007, I had called the market top, and any of the people listening that are members from back then probably know I was looking for the market to top out between October 9th and October 11th. And how I did it was by cycles, and I used a variety of different cycles. But one thing I noticed about that one cycle, it was pretty interesting to see that the market was peaking right at that point in time and it peaked out, I believe, on October 9th. October 13th was over the weekend. So I think it was a Thursday that the market peaked out, and it was quite something to see that was the high in the S&P. I believe it was at 1576, and here we are today talking about the S&P at 3565 or so. So it was pretty incredible, but that was one of the tools that I used. So Friday the 13th is today, and pretty interesting day nonetheless.
All right. Well, let's see what happens here, if history is going to repeat itself. And the reason why the king eliminated the Knights Templar is because he owed them a ton of money that he could never pay back. So at least that's one version of history. So rather than try to negotiate with them, he just killed them all. And some of them survived. There's all sorts of tales, like the Curse of Oak Island and all that. Take it for what it's worth. But they did have a network of castles around the world. They were the Bitcoin of their day, the Knights Templar. So just a little bit of history there. So you know that everything new is old again, and everything old is new again. So what's doing with the markets today, Nick?
So the markets are actually holding up really well this morning. We're looking at a positive day really across the board, and most sectors are higher as well. So we're looking at the Dow up about 0.6%, the S&P 500 as we speak, and this could all change later, up about 0.6%. The NASDAQ just up 0.3%, but the Russell 2000 is up 1.6%. And the Russell, again, is starting to outperform, and that represents small cap companies in the United States. So that's a positive sign. Whenever the Russell leads, I always look at the markets as being somewhat positive, and today we are seeing the Russell showing leadership out here, so that's a good sign. And then when you look at the broader markets, you have energy stocks, financial stocks, retail stocks. They're all participating so far, and there really doesn't seem to be anything wrong with that.
All right, so earnings reports. We had a couple more last night.
Yeah, last night we had some earnings from Cisco Systems and Applied Materials. Now, Cisco Systems, leading networking company, that stock has been really beaten up as of late, but today it's acting really well, trading up by about almost 7% today. So it's trading above $41.25 as we speak. That's a pretty good move. If you go back about 2-3 weeks ago, this stock was trading around $35. So good pop there for Cisco Systems today. And that's a little bit of a positive. That's probably helping out some of the technology names. Then you had Applied Materials, ticker symbol AMAT. They reported earnings as well, and that's getting a little bit of a pop. Right now, that's trading up about 4.5%. So Applied Materials, which is a leading semiconductor equipment maker, doing very, very well. And again, you always want to watch the semiconductors. You always want to watch the networking companies, especially the semiconductors. they're really one of the most important industry groups that any trader could follow. And then when you look at the SMH today, which is a Semiconductor Holders Trust, that's an ETF for the semiconductors, that's up pretty nicely, trading up about 1.64%. And my old saying is when the semis are strong, there's nothing wrong. And right now the semis are acting really well.
All right. Well, that is pretty interesting. And of course, no daily market wisdom would be complete without a review of what's happening with precious metals. They're pretty strong today, aren't they?
Yeah, we have a nice move in gold today. That's up $1.54 on the GLD. If you're looking at gold futures today, they're up about 17 points, trading at around 1890. So gold is acting pretty well. You also have silver acting well today. That is trading up pretty nicely right now. When you look at the SLV, which is the silver ETF, that's up 43 cents, a gain of 1.9%. And then if you look at silver futures, they're trading up about 2% today. So not a bad day for the precious metals.
Yeah, obviously, as you always like to say, it's not where they open, it's where they close. But if we see a good, strong closing end of the week, that'll tell us something.
Yeah. If they close strong into the end of the week and you look for, get some follow through next week, that could be building some cause to go higher. Right now, I think we're still in that cha-cha range, up and down, a lot of consolidation still taking place. I know sometimes when gold sells off big, traders get very upset. But, again, it comes back up, and then, it could sell off again from here. But we are putting in a very nice consolidation pattern on the larger time frames. Just got to let it play itself out for a while.
All right. So what about the election, the uncertainty of the outcome? How is that affecting the markets, or is it affecting the markets?
I don't think it's affecting the market right now because the market is already noticing that this could take a while. So I know the media has come out and already proclaimed Joe Biden as president-elect. I don't think that's correct at the moment. It may be down the road. But the market right now has not really put a lot of stock into the election. But should there be a Joe Biden victory, I would be very cautious trading in any of the fossil fuel names like ExxonMobil, Chevron, anything like that. Should Joe Biden lose, we also might see a more significant pullback in the solar stocks as well. So a couple of ways to look at it there.
All right. Well, I guess we will just stay tuned. My guess is this thing's going to go on for at least another month. There's a lot of court challenges. There's manual recounts. All of these things. We'll find out if the voting machines were hacked or not. It certainly seems like they could have been based upon the information and the data analysis we've seen so far that, of course, you will not find on any mainstream media outlets. But let's not draw any conclusions at this point. Let's wait to see what happens. Anyways, go over, take a look at Nick's site, inthemoneystocks.com, the Twitter feeds, check them out as well, at ITMS, at Nick Santiago01, at Kerry Lutz. Write us, KL@KerryLutz.com. Nick, have a great weekend. We'll pick up on Monday.
Sounds great, Kerry.
And so concludes another episode of Daily Market Wisdom with Master Trader Nick Santiago. Be sure to go to his website, inthemoneystocks.com. Don't forget the Twitter feeds, at ITMS and at Nick Santiago01.